First of all, I want to say it's a pleasure to be here this afternoon to address you as Frederick Douglass. I also want to say before I begin that I had the great pleasure in the year of 1894 to address the African Methodist Church in Charleston, South Carolina. I say this because of the atrocity that has been laid upon this wonderful institution that has lasted longer than I as a human being. So I take a moment in commemoration. I'd like to address you the meaning of the 4th of July for the Negro. Mr. President, friends and fellow citizens, he who could address this audience without a squandering sensation has stronger nerves than I do this day. I do not remember to have appeared as a speaker before this assembly more shrinkingly, nor with greater distrust than I have the ability to do this day. A feeling has crept over me quite unfavorably to the exercise of my limited abilities and powers of speech. Fellow citizens, pardon me. Allow me to ask, why am I called here to speak on this day? What have I, or those I represent, to do with your national independence? Are the great principles of political freedom and natural justice extended to us? And am I, therefore, called to bring to your national altar a state of independence and to confess the benefits and express devout gratitude for the blessings resulting from your independence to us? Would you, God, both for your sake and ours, that affirmative answer could be truthfully returned to these questions? Then would my task be light and my burdens easy and delightful? But such is not the state of the case. I say it with a sad sense of disparity between us. I am not included in the pales of your glorious anniversary. Your independence only reveals the immeasurable distance between us. The blessings in which you this day rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought light and healing to you has only brought stripes and death to me. This 4th of July is yours, not mine. At a time like this, scorching irony, not convincing argument is needed. Oh, had I the ability and could reach the nation's ears, I would today pour out a fiery stream of biting ridicule, blasting reproach, withering sarcasm, and a stern rebuke. For it is not light that is needed, but fire. We need thunder, not gentle showers. We need the storm, the whirlwind, and the earthquake. The conscience of this nation must be quickened, and 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days of the year the gross injustice and cruelty for which he is the constant victim. To him, ladies and gentlemen, your holiday is a sham. Your boasted liberty, an unholy license, your national greatness, swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciation of tyrants, brass-fronted impurity. Your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgiving, with all your religious parades and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impurity, and yes, hypocrisy. A thin line to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on this earth more guilty of practices and more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour. Go where you may, search where you will, roam through all the monarchies and dispositions of the old world, travel through South America, search out every abuse, and when you have found the last, lay your facts by the side of the everyday practices of this nation. And you will say with me that for revolting barbarity and shameless hypocrisy, America reigns without a rival. Thank you. In my limited time that I have left to address, I would like to let you know that February the 14th, 1818, they say was my birth date. They say I was born as Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. My mother, Harriet Bailey. Believe it or not, she had to scan through the woods on nights, sometimes 12 miles, to get to me in the dark. And when she would get to me, she would pick me up and she would rock me to sleep, knowing that she had to be back to the plantation 12 miles away before the strike of the sunlight. And she would always sing me to sleep. And she would call me her little Valentine. So it kind of stuck. They said my father, Captain Anthony Anderson. Believe it or not, if you look at the captain, he had a sailboat that he would sail on a ship Chesapeake Bay. I'm still confused because I don't know a black man or black woman that sails on her own or his own sailboat up and down the Chesapeake Bay. My grandmother, Miss Harriet Bailey, who raised my master, my father, Aaron Anthony's family. When she got old and senile, they put her out in the woods in a cabin by herself. And when I found out about my grandmother, I heard that when she died, they did not give her a wonderful, awesome burial. They just dug a hole 6 feet and put a carcass in it. Well, after my master, father, passed away, I was instructed by his daughter, Miss Lucretia Hard, to get bathed up. I was allowed this one time to go upstairs in the mansion and bathe. And after bathing, she gave me a nice shirt. She gave me a nice decent pair of pants and a pair of shoes. Now, I must admit, before I put these shoes on, she looked at my little feet, and she saw the cracks me off to Baltimore. And when I got to Baltimore, Miss Sophia Ard, who was married to Mr. Ard, the brother of Miss Lucretia Ard. When we rolled up to the front door and I looked out, I saw Miss Sophia Ard standing at the door with a big smile on her face. I wondered what was wrong with her. All I could see is the smile, the teeth, and the cherry cheeks. And as we got off, she approached us. And quite naturally, we as slaves, we're not allowed to look at white people in their face. So I made my way to her as she made her way to me. And as I made my way to her, you better know my head was down. And as she approached me, she took the hand such as, and she put it under my cheek to lift my face up. So as she lifted my face up, ladies and gentlemen, my eyes stayed down. And she said, as she was face to face with me, Frederick, you can look at me. And I'm saying to myself, this lady trying to kill me. So I kept my head down, and she steadily lifted me up. And when I finally looked up in her eyes, all I could see was those big blues looking me in my eyes, and I quickly went back down. Well, I have you to know that when I got there, Mr. Ard told me, he said, little Frederick, you're here to take care of my son. I said, yes, sir. I do that. So when Master would go off, Miss Sophia, she got the nerve because, see, she couldn't read as well either, so she would have me sitting on the couch with her. And she would be teaching me how to read. I love that lady. Because she would teach me my ABC. A, B, C. And one day, when I got to the C, we heard the door. And it was Master Hugh Ard coming through the door. And he told Miss Sophia, I dare you to teach those little slaves how to read. You teach those little slaves how to read, they want to take over. And he walked over to me as I kindly dropped my head real swiftly. And he stood before me. I could see his feet. He said, Frederick, don't never let me catch you read. You're not here to read. You're here to take care of Tommy. I said, yes, sir. I never read. I hate reading, Master. Reading's bad. I'm never going to read again. But that's what came out of my mouth. Thank God we didn't have X-ray machines back then. Because he would know in my mind, I was saying at the same time, I'm going to read everything. But there were times when Master Ard, Miss Sophia, and little Tommy would disappear. I would disappear too. Up to the second floor in Tommy's room, getting his books read. And one day, when Master Ard and them came in the door, Frederick, where art thou? So I kindly closed that book I was reading, and I raced downstairs. I said, here I am, Master. Frederick, you're not reading, are you? Master, I never read. I hate reading. Then all of a sudden, one of them educational words slipped out my mouth. And he said, yes, you've been reading. I got something for you. So he sent me off to Master Corbett. And I have you know, when I first got on this plantation, Master Corbett, who was a breaker, slave breaker, he didn't say, hey, Frederick, how you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? He started off whipping me. And he whipped me every day. I was Master Corbett's slave for 365 days, 1 year. Well, one day when I got sick, I nerved up. And when he whipped me, I had blood coming out the side of my head. I ran off. I ran back to my Master Ard and I said, please, move me, move me, move me. He said, Frederick, if you don't go back, I'll whip you. I made my way back. And Master Corbett was there again with the whip. So as soon as I went to step over the fence and I saw that whip, I stepped back over the fence. And I ran. And I encountered a Sandy. Mr. Sandy was a black free slave. And he said, come here, Frederick, I want to take you somewhere. He took me out in the woods, and he gave me a rabbit foot. I don't need a rabbit foot, I said. He said, Frederick, this rabbit foot has saved me a many beatings. Take it. So I took it and I put it in my right foot, and when I went back to plantation, put my leg over the fence, here he come again. This time when he approached me, he said, hey, Frederick, how are you? Where have you been, my friend? And I'm bewildered. in, though we had to work the fields. And I have you know, because I love reading, I started teaching other slaves how to read. And when it was all said and done, as I move on, I escaped on September 1838. 1845, or a little bit before, I had a conversation with somebody you all know. Matter of fact, I believe some of you all might have him in your pocket. Abraham Lincoln. And when I was invited to the White House, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, being the first black man to go to the White House, I felt big there. And as I get ready to close, because this is a very important fact that I want you all to know, I sat with my legs crossed, comfortable, and I said, Mr. President, thank you very much, sir, for seeing me today. I have a very important issue I'd like to talk with you about, sir. It is time, sir, that we look at freeing the blacks in this country. He responded as he looked out the window, President Abraham Lincoln, and he looked over at me and he said, Frederick, I understand, but I don't think now is the time. And I responded aggressively and said, sir, if now is not the time, then the time is never. We must make this the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have you to know, January the 1st, 1863, was me standing by and